Hello everyone, welcome to day 14 of my 77-day video challenge. Today I'm going to share with you all about traveling and lessons learned about traveling in my life. Let us see what those are. So it all started, I believe, 10-15 years back. But first, when we came to United States, we lived in Massachusetts. So that time we got this beautiful United States paper map from one of the bookstores and just put it on the wall in our living room. Then that time maybe we didn't pay that much attention to it, but the map was just there. Then we started visiting the states in and around Massachusetts. So that time my kids, they were pretty young that time, so they used to, as soon as we come back home, they used to put a small sticker on one of the states whichever we visited that time. That was a really a big moment and a joyful moment. They always very excited about looking forward to that moment. Once when we go back home, we are going to put a sticker on that. So that was our very first experience, how it all started, that we want to visit many more states. So being in Massachusetts, we have visited all the states in and around that, and always used to put that sticker in and around them. Then after, I believe, 4 or 5 years working there, then due to job relocation, we came here to Texas. So again, once we settled down, then we started visiting again the states in and around Texas. So by that time, I think we almost completed 15 United States. So that moment, that time, it became serious. So we started thinking like, hey, how about setting that goal to see all 50 states of United States, how remarkable it would be. So that thought came into our mind, and then we just set it as a goal. I believe it was, 2012 or 13, in that time period. Then we started continued our travelings, always started seeing states and everything. Then maybe after 2-3 years, I think we had to go to Illinois also for some time. Then again, we came back to Texas for a final time. So wherever we used to go for the work, or whatever the summer plans we used to make to many of these places, we started visiting. We make it a priority in our life that to visit all these places, travel around. And some of those trips we used to do, for example, we used to fly to one side, to the longest place wherever that state is, and then we used to do a road trip coming back home. So we used to stay in one night each in one of the states, and then like that, seeing all those states or covering all those states, we used to come back home. So there were so many beautiful memories around all these times wherever we went. And I think in one of my marathon video, I did even mention that sometimes I used to plan my marathons along those timelines wherever we are going or wherever we are visiting to those states, right? So like that also, I have completed some of those marathons in those vacations itself. So that is all about our traveling story, or how we used to love traveling and how we used to do traveling. And lo and behold, so far we have visited 49 United States so far, and we still have plans for that 50th state, and just wanted to finish that and make it more remarkable about that. So that is about traveling story. Now, what are the things we learned as a family? What are the things we learned from all this traveling? I would like to share with you all 5 things. So the first thing is getting out of your comfort zone. The first thing is getting out of your comfort zone, because always things don't happen as we want them to be. So in those situations, adapting those changes, or maybe sometimes we need to think out of the box, or maybe sometimes we need to go just along with the flow. So those are the things what we predominantly learned from all that traveling, getting out of our comfort zone first of all. So things might go wrong, having that expectation that things might not go as we expect them to be, and be prepared for those things. Adapt to the change. That's what is the first thing. And then the second one is, for example, maybe patience, like being patient. For example, you book those flights or you book those hotels how much ever in advance. Sometimes flights get delayed or flights get cancelled, then you need to wait in that airport or work on the alternative plans. Many of those things, right, we have seen, or many of those things in our travel plans as well. So we need to do is we just need to be patient and let's just work with the situation however it comes up, and what are the alternative options we can take in order to just get carried moving on with our traveling plan. So that the patience is the second thing. And then third one is meeting those nice new people first of all. So wherever we used to go in those all those different states, every state has its own beauty, every state has its own culture, and many new things what we all can learn. So initiating those conversations with those people, maybe in the restaurants or wherever that some most popular places, when we visit those places like beaches or natural parks, whatever it is, when we go there, when we used to meet people, so initiating those conversations, talking to them, learning more about that particular place and all those things. And also the food is the best part of it, right? So you have different cuisines in different states, so enjoying all that food or variety of foods from different states also. So those people, meeting the people and having that food, that was one of the big things of that whole traveling. That was my third one. Excuse me. Now my fourth one is experiences themselves. For example, you just go and maybe you see one of the world's largest waterfalls, or world largest bridge, or something, some famous thing you see in those states. So it is larger than life. So you appreciate that whole experience, and you appreciate that whole beauty which comes with that, which carries with that huge impact of that. So that is those larger than life experiences, that's what I would say. So enjoying those experiences, that is what was my fourth one. And last but not least is it builds confidence in you. Like for example, what I mean by that is I said we used to relocate, or we used to go to different states and everything. So the change was a little bit, first of all, very difficult. Maybe for adults we might get carried away with it, but my children, especially being young and moving to different schools at that age, and again starting there, making new friends and getting adjusted, it was a little bit difficult for them. In fact, that now I'm okay with it, but when I look back, sometimes I feel very sad also about it. Or in those instances, I might have been little angry also with that, because why is it happening like this? Because we are not giving that good stability for the kids. We are constantly keeping them moving from one place to another place. But that time, in those instances, but that time again, we learned that look at the positive aspect of it, and what are those experiences trying to teach us. So that is what we used to shift that perspective and look for the positive and just keep moving on. But all those experiences gave so much courage, gave so much confidence, not only just to us, but even for my kids. So now they don't get that much hesitated or anxious with the change. Change means that they all learn that change is the only consistent thing that happens in our lives. And always they change their perspective, and they think change means growth opportunity. So whenever some change is happening, means something big is coming in our lives. So that is what their attitude has become. And that's one of the biggest things for me, seeing my kids adopt that kind of attitude towards the change. Because we all know, it seems like change is the second biggest fear everybody have, after maybe the public speaking, that people don't get comfortable with the relocations, with the changes that comes in our life. But all this traveling helped me, not only me and my family, my kids, all about how do we need to adapt and how to go along with the flow of the things happen. So that is the biggest thing what we have learned. And so traveling is always beautiful. Who don't love traveling? We can just go to a new place, enjoy that place, and move out of our day-to-day job or day-to-day work and all those things, right? I'm sure whoever is listening, whoever is seeing, they also have all these kind of a beautiful experiences. If you have something, just one thing, what you learned from your whole traveling experience, please share your thoughts on our comments, and we would love to see them, and we would love to enjoy them as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in my next. Thank you.